Okay, I'm going to try to make this video quick. This is an instructional video on how to change the air filter in a Jaguar XK. This is a 2007 model, but a 2008 I think is the same. And if you have an XKR, I believe it's the same. I am not a Jaguar expert, but you can say I more or less got stuck with this car. So the main thing I want to show you is don't pay dealer fees for something simple like this. So for example, this is an actual quote, and you can see replace the engine air filter here, parts and labor. Look at that labor. They want over $250 to basically, and believe me, this is not the best design for an automotive vehicle to put the air filter down here. So the tools to do this, but you can do this in under an hour. So if your time is worth $250 an hour, that's probably more than you get paid at work. It's more than I get paid at work. You're better off doing this on your own than paying someone else to do it. And the tools are really simple. So you're going to need to take the lug nuts off. And so you're going to have these lug nuts on here. And these are 19 millimeter. I prefer the 1/2 inch drive versus the 3/8, a smaller one, but either one would probably do. Your car comes with a jack and a lug nut wrench to remove them, but just make sure you test them here. So for example, this is a Jaguar lug nut, and you can see it just fits in there nice and tight real well. You're going to want a ratchet or a handle that has good leverage. Breaker bar would work too. But you know, usually these are tough to get off. To jack up the car, I've actually got a floor jack, but it's 5.5 inches tall, and believe it or not, when this Jag is sitting at rest, the clearance here is less than 5.5 inches, so I couldn't get my floor jack, my hydraulic jack in there. So I got a scissor jack. I think any scissor jack would do. Get it up there, and also for a jack, if you have a stationary jack, definitely use those under the car, but good solid pieces of wood will also do the job just fine. Those are big, 4x6s there. And what I did was, when I jacked the car up, I lowered it a bit so the weight is distributed both on the wood here and the jack to kind of relieve that scissor jack a bit. Okay, so once you got the car jacked up, and you got the wheel off. This is the front wheel. I recommend cleaning the inside of the wheel while you have it off, because you probably won't ever get to it again. My go-to cleaning method for the inside of these wheels, to use some kind of light abrasion that doesn't damage it any. Get some fine grade steel wool. This is extra fine, like 000. I think this or the 00 grade. Don't get coarse wool. Don't get rough steel wool. You want to get the soft kind, and just soapy water, and just you basically rub it, and you take it outside with a hose and soapy water and clean it down. That'll clean up just fine. Back to the wheel over here. Tools besides to take the 19 millimeter socket to get the lug nuts off. This little star tool wrench, and it looks like I have one that's like multi-function, but looks like the only sizes you need here are a T30 and a T25. And the big ones will be used to take off these nuts. Because when you get the wheel off, you have to get this, inside the fender well here, you have to get this piece of material not off, but you have to loosen you have to take out all the bolts, the screws that hold it in. You can see all the holes here, and they look like this. And that you see the star fixture there, that matches this big one right here. So you can see just like that. Matches right in there. So just take this tool, unscrew them all here. There's a couple of odd ones up here. I won't get those, but just basically use a Phillips screwdriver to get those out, or just pry them out. They're just plastic, not metal. I don't know why Jag did that. They're not consistent in how they put this on here. You don't have to take the top ones out. And so once you unscrew those, you have to pull this out a bit, and it just comes out like this. Some people I've seen online, you can pull there's the filter right there. You can just pull it out here, but really to make it a little bit easier, I think just fitting it temporarily over here and being careful. So just slowly doing this with one hand, trying not to screw anything up. Okay. So I just temporarily put it like that. It's flexible, it won't break. So inside here, let me get a light on for you here. Inside here, that box right there, that's your air filter. And so what you're going to do is you are going to unscrew this with the smaller. So remember I mentioned this star drive here. Get the smaller one here. And again, if you got a multi one, just find the right one. There's a top little star screw up here and a top one down here. I've already unscrewed them. They actually don't pull all, like they don't come all the way out. That's part of the design of the air filter. Other car manufacturers do that too. Once you've got those two screws unscrewed, it just slides out. So just slide out here, it's a housing. And whoop, the filter came out. And just put that on the ground. This is an OEM Jag filter you can see right here, but you don't, believe me, you don't have to use an OEM filter. You can see right there, made in Poland, I guess. That's nice. So you take the old one out or just inspect it, looks clean, and then you just slide this back in and you slide it back in there. And really, that's all there is to changing the air filter on this car. Don't pay a dealer $250 to do what you can do in easily under an hour. That's well worth your time to do this. Good luck on your Jaguar maintenance out there.